So let's talk about this Euro to USD trade I talked about yesterday. So in yesterday's video, I discussed a short trade that I was taking on the Euro. And I think it's time that we discuss this a little bit in detail because it looks increasingly likely that I could be taken for a stop loss pretty soon for a $1,000 loss in front of the entire YouTube community. So let's go over it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So if there's one thing that I will always do on my YouTube channel, it's transparency. I think it's really cool when traders show their wins and their losses. And yesterday, you guys saw me take this trade on euro dollar. If you saw this trade or the video yesterday, you know I picked up a position on camera on the short side for Euro USD, and it's not playing out the way I was expecting. However, let's go over this and see if there's maybe some hope for this trade or perhaps some other ideas that might be setting up that I like even better. Now, yesterday, remember, I'll show you guys the 4-hour chart. I entered on camera and it was like the perfect entry. Look at this red this little red arrow. This is my entry on my broker. So I sold 285,000 units, 2.85 lots, and immediately this trade basically started going into profit. And for the next several hours, we were up nicely. In fact, up about $800 or $900, I think, maybe at one point on this trade. And then we sort of saw this thing put in the deadly higher low. The higher low that came in that we did not want to see. I wanted to see this thing smother its way back down to the lows and all the bears to celebrate and have a party together. But that's not what we saw. We saw the higher low come in. And of course, it's a higher low. You might say, well, Nick, if you saw a higher low, why don't you just close it right there? Well, we didn't know it was a higher low at that time. But now price is not only coming back up, but it's actually broken above my initial entry level and now even retesting the 61.8%. And this, guys, is my last line of defense. If price breaks through the 61.8% retracement on the Euro USD, that's it. I will die. I'm just kidding, I won't die, but I'll take a stop loss on this trade for $1,000. Okay guys, so I don't want to speak too soon, but check this out. I'm somehow, hopefully you can see this. Hold on, I'll flip my camera around, you can see it. I'm somehow still alive. It came all the way back from this, that's like a couple pips away from getting my stop hit. I shouldn't speak too soon, but we've come back a long ways, which is an incredible drop, and I'm somehow still in this Euro short. Crazy. So clarity here is important because I like to talk about this often. As a trader, you're not your next trade is not what defines you. Your next 1,000 trades is what defines you. So if this trade ends up being a loss, am I going to go cry? Well, only for like 15 minutes, but after that, we'll be fine. It'll be all good because here's the thing. This is a small portion of the account. Yes, of course, $1,000 is a good bit of money. I'm not saying that it's not, but it is a small portion of this trading account that I'm working on. And that's important context to recognize because even if this one doesn't work out, let's start forward thinking. Let's think ahead here. What's the next idea? Well, I still like the idea of getting long on the dollar. We went over that yesterday, but another chart that I'm interested in is this one right here, USDCHF. And let's break this one down a little bit and see if we can find a possible entry in the scenario that the dollar gets weak enough to send USDCHF lower. So what I like here is if I'm looking left, you have this 50% retracement, right? So we drew the fibs from the low to the high, and that gave us our 38.2, 50% retracement, and the 61.8% retracement. If price makes a deeper pullback into this green zone here, which lines up nicely with the previous high and the 50% retracement, I think that this could be another attempt to buy the US dollar. Now, when I showed this trade yesterday on the euro dollar, you know, I've already got a bunch of comments, people saying like, Nick, you're a fool for shorting the euro, you know, you're dumb for that, you're dumb for this. But remember, it's not about one trade, it's about many, many trades. And when I take an idea, like being long bias in the dollar, my idea is not limited to, I'm going all in on this one spot right now, and if it doesn't work out, you know, I'm done. It's try, and if it doesn't work out, look for another calculated entry. So my first attempt will be shorting the Euro USD at current levels. If it works out, great. If it doesn't work out and price continues to drop on the dollar, I may get a second attempt at the 50% retracement, in which case maybe that trade works out a lot better. So if dollar Swiss pulls back here to perhaps the 50% retracement, my stop loss, similar to my Euro USD idea, will be probably enter around the 50% retracement, right? Stop loss below the 61.8% retracement in case things decide to do some craziness, right? And look for a continuation move on the dollar Swiss. So dollar Swiss back up to the previous high. That is a 3-to-1 risk to reward. So even if I lose on this current Euro USD trade, but then I win on this one, I'll come out with a nice profit. Of course, it's not a guarantee that this one works out either, but it's all about risking small relative to the account and letting it work when it works. So that is my concept on dollar Swiss. Another trade that I want to talk about, I actually tweeted out this idea here on gold. If price rallies up into the 50% retracement on gold, which we're very close to at the point of making this video, I have this idea where I think gold could continue to trend lower off of a 50% retracement. So this lines up nicely with past support. Now that could turn into resistance around the 50, and I'm looking for a continuation back to the lows and beyond. So that's where I'm at with gold going forward. I really like the technical chart on gold quite a bit. The 50% retracement looks very good, and something that I'd be interested in taking short. So that's another trade setup for me going into the remainder of this week. If we can get some more dollar weakness, then it's no harm, no foul. I will look for this dollar move. If it doesn't hold support where current levels are sitting, if it can't hold this area, right, then I may look for the next area, which on the dollar itself, you know, we have support down in this area, so we have a bit of a ways. So I might need to be hesitant or cautious to pick up more dollar longs, but I still think that the dollar is still overall trending well to the upside, and we should see some continuation. Even if it doesn't mean an immediate continuation, it might mean a continuation off of the next level of support. And if both of those don't work out, again, overall we're keeping losses small and controlling risk that way. So let's keep going. So we've talked about gold, we've talked about the euro, talked about dollar Swiss. I want to see if we can find some more stuff here that might be of interest. And here's another thing that might be interesting to you guys. If I go to major currency pairs, and I'm going to, let's just, sorry, I had to reset this thing. If I go to major currency pairs only, this is going to show us the dollar across the board. And there's a theme here, and this is part of the reason why I'm very bullish on the dollar right now. There's a theme here where retail traders are fading the dollar or shorting the dollar aggressively. Check this out. AUD USD. 84% of retail traders are long, buying the Australian dollar and shorting the dollar. NZD USD. Retail traders 79% long NZD, shorting the dollar. Euro USD. What is the crowd doing? It's 50-50. So there's nothing really biased there. Dollar Swiss 50-50, not really strong bias there. Dollar yen. The dollar shorting the dollar, buying the Japanese yen, okay? Dollar CAD, shorting the dollar, buying the Canadian dollar. And if you guys, if I'm going too fast, if you're newer to this stuff, feel free to pause the video and listen to what I said again. Pound USD, right? They are shorting the pound, buying the USD. So that's the only outlier. So of all of these things, of all of these major currency pairs, retail traders are short the dollar and long the counter to the dollar, except for pound USD. That's the only one that is the exception to this rule, where they are actually buying the USD and shorting the pound. So speaking of the pound USD, that might be interesting to pay attention to. So if retail traders are, again, we can go back to our chart, they're shorting the pound, buying the dollar. This might actually be the least of interest on the short side for me with the pound, right? So retail traders, they are short this market. So if retail traders are short this market, I don't have as much of an interest in shorting it myself. It's just because, and for the newer traders who watch my videos, we pay attention to retail sentiment because what the crowd tends to do, unfortunately, is oftentimes the wrong side of the trade, right? They tend to be on the wrong side. So again, retail traders are shorting pound USD as the pound USD actually starts to rise. So I don't want to be on the short side with them. In fact, that actually even is a somewhat bullish case for pound USD. If you were dollar bearish, pound USD might be the one to pay attention to if you do have an opinion on that. Now, another thing that I keep mentioning here is seasonality. So looking at seasonality, if we look at let's look at a good one. We'll look at Euro USD. which is again the one that I have my trade on, and part of the reason why I am overall short bias on it. Take a look at this. February, April, both of these months, historically negative, last 10 and last 5-year averages. Euro USD bearish, right? What we're looking at is the average month of February is a declining month. The average month of March is a declining month for the euro against the dollar. So I'm expecting some give on the Euro USD, even if I get stopped out on this particular trade, which is looking very likely that that will happen probably by the time you guys even watch this video. If I get stopped out on this, it's my first attempt. It's not my all-in attempt. So there's an important distinction there. Also, I think that there's some great opportunities that are presenting themselves, even though my level didn't hold well here, right? My gold idea is coming into play. In fact, that's very, very close to an entry, and I may even need to take that trade as we wrap up the video. If you guys aren't already in the Discord channel, that's going to be where I share all of my trade alerts. Myself, Frank, and Ivan, we share our trades inside the Discord. If you're not already in here, make sure to come join us. There's a free one down below in the description, a free version of the Discord you can join, or you can sign up for premium trade alerts if you want to see the signals that we share ourselves on the markets. So make sure to join that if you have not already. Thank you guys for watching today's video, and we'll see you back next time. It looks like you made it to the end of one of my videos. Thank you so much for supporting my content. It really means the world to me. And down below in the description, I put together some of my best resources for aspiring traders who are looking to improve. I've got some free downloads that could help you, some broker recommendations, and if you'd like to join our Discord or get access to some of our trading software, all of that will be linked down below in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.